colder. For many, though, mostly dry.
It's really a lot of fake news.
Чесно, український тільки головне.
Minister, the BBC?
Are they going to get past you, or are they going to get past you and these men?
Думаю, ні.
How soon do you think it could be before there is real fighting here?
I just awful they couldn't come with you.
What you read about what's happening on the ground.
Where were you at the exact time of the attack?
If that is what you think of him, how do you sit across the table to try to stop the war?
And we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Join me, Adam Fleming,
and me, Chris Mason, for our podcast, Newscast,
as we tear through the biggest news headlines of the day.
Yeah, we're not shutting down the whole economy, obviously, again, so it's nothing like what we saw during the pandemic.
We also have loads of special guests joining the podcast
to help us understand what's really going on.
And there's no doubt about the constant media headlines have been driving people to think more about their finances.
Go behind the headline hype with our podcast every weekday. Newscast. Listen on BBC Sounds.
You're watching BBC News with me, Tim Willcox. The headlines at 4. A royal aide who is Prince William's godmother has apologised and resigned over comments made to a black British guest at a reception hosted by the Queen Consort. An historic breakthrough in the treatment of Alzheimer's. A clinical trial finds a drug that can slow down progression of the early stages of the disease.
This is so exciting because now we're getting results, the first results that are indicating that the drug is successfully treating the underlying cause.
Britain's failing railways. New figures show the highest number of cancellations since records began 8 years ago. The government is to temporarily move hundreds of prisoners into police cells in a bid to reduce overcrowding in jails in England and Wales. China's former leader, Jiang Zemin, who steered the country through enormous transformation from the late 1980s, has died at the age of 96. And after beating Wales, England now prepare to face Senegal in the last 16 of the World Cup. Good afternoon and welcome to BBC News. A royal aide has resigned after a black British charity boss was asked at a reception hosted by the Queen Consort which part of Africa she was from. Ngozi Fulani said she was shocked by the remarks, which according to other people at the event were made by Lady Susan Hussey. Lady Susan Hussey, a former lady in waiting to the Queen Elizabeth, also a widow of a former BBC chairman, Marmaduke Hussey. Well, Buckingham Palace hasn't named her officially, but in a statement said that the comments were unacceptable and deeply regrettable, and that the individual responsible wanted to express her profound apologies for the hurt that had been caused. We will be speaking to our royal correspondent Sean Coughlin in just a few minutes' time. But all media outlets now, or most of them certainly, naming that the aide in question was Lady Susan Hussey. Now, let's go back to that other story before we speak to Sean, and that is a breakthrough in medical history, a drug which for the first time seems to slow Alzheimer's. That's the most common form of dementia. The drug lecanemab only works though in the early stages of the disease, and it does have serious side effects. Scientists believe that it could herald a new era of treatment. Our medical editor Fergus Walsh reports.
Could you get